Hi, Daddy Freeze.
Hi, how are you doing? I'm
Fine, don't
just
mind my
chatting
face.
with.
I've got some lemon on my face, so don't mind my face.
What's wrong with your face? Why do you go rub all these things in your faces?
It's skincare routine, really.
Emma Torain,
Yeah, hi.
Dr. Kemi. Uh, So, today we had some breaking news.
Yeah,
First of all, I really don't have any. I was talking to my neighbors. We also try to sample opinions offline, so that it's not that everything we are bringing to you people is just online, because people can pretend online. I had a
yeah.
meeting, not a meeting. I had a session with my neighbors. Big shout out to Chris and Lai, and both of them felt that what you did was disrespectful to his wife. You know, so let me see if she's back. Dr. Kemi, if you're back, we're waiting for you. So what is your take on that? And the new um, trend now is you do something and then you own it with your full chest, which is commendable, but must you brag about? That's one thing I noticed. And there's a post on Instagram that says, oh, sorry, let me go back to Instagram. I was trying to view my account. I said Instagram, Insta blog, that says, put his picture up there and says, actor Yule, is it Yule or Yul? Sorry, I keep getting that wrong, because I know this word is going to be a very popular word. The next thing you just hear that, somebody will just come and say, man, after practicing for the team for 6 months, I was yelled. Can you imagine? I was supposed to be the running mate of Atiku, but I was yelled. After dating this guy for 7 years, he just yelled me. So you're going to be seeing quite a lot of that. He said, he showered himself with praise. He said, Ezedike, real men own up and take responsibility. Fake men, they hide for back, they run am. Ezedike, na man you be. So I want to address that.
Yeah.
I believe real men file for divorces. I believe real men who want to be polygamous take their wives along. You see, there's a kind of money I will have. Is Dr. Kemi in? Please, guys, let me know if Dr. Kemi is back here.
I guess she's back. I saw her comment now.
Okay, if she's back, I have to take everybody off and bring only her.
That's
So, quick,
fine.
or your do you understand? Now, I want to ask,
She's
because
here. She's here. Dr. Kemi's here.
okay, Dr. Kemi, let me bring you up live.
Right.
Send me new request, Dr. Kemi. Now, before you go, my dear sister,
Yeah.
while we're waiting for Dr. Kemi to send the request,
Yeah.
he said that, let me read what he said again, and let's address this. He said, real men own up and take responsibility. Fake men, they hide for back, they run out. For you to say something like this, I'll believe when you were hitting it, you were doing it inside your house with everybody present. If not be belle, why when you they give auntie, you know, tweet am say real men accept responsibility. I just give auntie. Now belle and gist lover, in my humble opinion, belle and gist lover. Now make you become real man. Normal guy where you be, and not be once now I turn belle. Something we don't do because this one don't manage. Maybe because auntie forget to drink postinol or the rubber not just they available. But make I even ask, come, I dey worry you because I was discussing this with my neighbors. Bele get stage. In fact, man and Bibilingbi, it gets stage. How you take forget wear the raincoat? You forget. You forget the postie after say no, remember wearing coat. Then the whole 9 months, the first 3 months, you not get person with it. Come on, I just they ask because 9 guys they do. Guys will don't look and say, oh more. I don't need carry this thing reach. I'm not saying it's a bad thing that you but then at the end of the day, okay, you even come born them, then the next thing you still marry. My problem there is I don't know, maybe let me know they think straight. My head no cuckoo correct. Where is Auntie Kemi? Make I bring Auntie Kemi.
So Freeze, yeah, before you bring Kemi, this is actually my opinion. Yeah, when Kemi comes, you can take me off. So actually it takes 2 to tango, right? So Yul and the actress lady, Yul was doing it and the actress lady was doing it. So and the actress lady knows that oh, she's a line.
Okay, just finish what you're saying. Let me take you
So
up then.
yes, the actress lady knows that Yul is married. So even if Yul is in quote, I don't want to use the word shameless guy, what happens to the other lady who knows that Yul is married? And yes, polygamy might not really be a crime. It's not in the law, but I want to believe that there's something called consent. You have to actually seek the consent of the first wife before moving on to the other lady, right? So if at all she didn't agree for you to pick her as a second wife or something, then it ends there. But you know, you cannot really control a man for whatsoever he wants to do. And right now, what is done now, I think, is actually for his political career. It's not because of any other thing, because Gislava heard about it and she brought it out, and that is why. So ask me, why has it not come up?
This is a den to me. I'm sorry, because even the Buhari that we are fighting, only one wife he gets.
Yeah, so I think it's better when people know that you are legally married to 2 wives than knowing that you have a side chick. I think that is the angle is trying to come from. Yes. Yes, polygamy is not a crime, is it? It's not a crime.
Hey, side chick. I think side chick to me, I'm sorry, I think, I don't know, Sha.
Side chick in the sense that the person is actually carrying your child or the person is the mother of your child is not in the know. So because we know that polygamy is not a crime, that is why he's bringing it out to make it look formal.
Let me correct you. Polygamy is a crime in Nigeria. If you don't
really?
know, oh yes, it's called bigamy or bigamy. 8 years in prison.
Yeah, but who has been?
If he was married in court, if he's not married in court, he's married traditionally, then it's not enforceable.
Yes, so we have so many laws in Nigeria that does not even stand in the first place. So bigamy or bigamy, how many people have actually been charged? We have so many of them. The difference is just that Yul is a celebrity and we are all talking about it.
Listen, if you have a lawyer who just wants to see red, the fact that the law exists means that somebody can actually take it up and get somebody convicted for bigamy.
Yeah, I think bigamy is actually what is the crime, because polygamy is a man marrying more than one wife, isn't it?
Bigamy is marrying a man marrying the same. It's the same thing. You marry 2 wives is bigamy.
So bigamy is marrying 2 wives when you are married to one without a consent. Like the person does not even know that you are getting married.
No, you don't have to have a consent. The law does not stipulate about consent.
No, because okay, so what about the people that are married to 2, 3 wives living in the same house?
They don't know that what they did is a crime.
Oh, I see.
And because sometimes the judges that are sitting on these cases are also polygamous.
Anyways, yeah, you're right.
Someone said that abroad, just know that if he tried it. Now, the funny thing is, for him to marry, if he married the 2 of them traditionally, is nothing. It's okay. No problem. But if he married the first one in court and the second one traditionally, it can still be a problem. So let me thank you, my darling sister, for joining us.
All right, you're welcome.
Carol, God bless you. There's no stipulation in law for consent. Absolutely. So Dr. Kemi, we're trying to bring her back, her network. Someone said, I humbly disagree, but just try it. Marry 2 women in registry. You will know. I know someone that that was arrested. If they arrest you for bigamy, it's a serious offense. Let me just warn you down. Don't be looking at all these your celebs and think some of them did not marry in court, so they can get away with anything. So Dr. Kemi Olunloyo. Oh, my beautiful Yella is also in the building. Very smart chick, Dr. Kemi. I'm trying to bring Dr. Kemi live. Dr. Kemi Olunloyo. Someone said, but bigamy is a woman marrying more than one wife. Why is it so many Olodos on Facebook? How come bigamy means anybody, male or female, marrying another person with a valid marriage contract still running? Yes, Auntie Kemi. Emma, fine, Lenny care.
Fine, Kay. I just had my bath. I'm not in Facebook or Instagram. I'm in Switzerland. This topic, let me just say this to you.
What therapy is this? Is it lemon?
No, I don't put all that nonsense on my face. This is just dusting powder. I'm going to be 58, dusting powder. You want to see my hair? See? All my gray hair. Eh?
Do you know that means you are 12 years older than me?
Yes, now. But when ISI, you were a baby now. When you were in ISI, I remember you now. Eh? Oh, Kimi Alafin Ku. Kabiesi died. Today is the Fidao, 7-day Fidao. You know, I might be the next Alafin. You haven't heard?
Amen. No. Amen.
Female Alafi. The last one we had was 1554.
Female Alafi.
Freeze. Yeah, we had a female Alafi. I was in the news 3 days ago when I said I want to be the next Alafi. We had a female Alafi. Yeah.
Wow.
1554. Yeah. Or Portu. I can't even pronounce her name, but it's in the history books. Freeze. I retired. You see my page, what BBC said? They said I'm the most famous journalist in Africa. They even call me retired journalist. So I wasn't.
I don't disagree with them. That's why you see everyone on Facebook and YouTube has been asking when is Dr. Kemi coming live. Last night I had Ojo and Victoria Inyama. They slugged it out to the point where I word in. So
I closed all the pages. I closed all the pages. I haven't been on Instagram since September. The verified account is offline. And then this one, the work account, I just decided to turn it on yesterday because I wanted to post that BBC interview. The BBC interview is up now, but we're doing everything on Twitter. And Facebook, I've abandoned it. People bully me so much. So when there's no food on the table, you leave the table. Am I correct? So that's why I left Instagram and Facebook. I need money, and I'm on Twitter working, and Twitter is just wonderful. And so they called me about Elon Musk. I was very honored. They wanted me on there, and I talked and everything. But you guys can listen to it. Once you post a Lori page me, I might start posting on Instagram. So I retired. Congratulations to you, because you two also retired.
I retired to come and chase all the social media or to leave radio because when you're on social media, you are in control of there's so many things I can't say on the radio that even on social media, I can't say on radio. Social media
was very radio was very, very restrictive. And this is one thing that I love Twitter for. We have Twitter Spaces. So guys, if you are on Twitter, make sure you're following and seeing. I do a lot of talk shows there, and it's not even censored. It's called Twitter Spaces. So I left journalism, and what I'm doing basically, I'm just doing 3 things. I'm running my own school now, online school for media studies. I'm teaching people how to blog, how to write, and I'm training journalists who are new. So there's a lot of courses. If you want to know how to make reels, content creation, you have to come to Twitter. It's 2222, okay? 4 2s, 2222 Media School on Twitter. And the second thing I'm doing is I'm doing drug abuse prevention. It's a volunteer initiative for 1 year. I'm helping the NDLEA fight drug abuse in schools. in communities and in workplaces. So I'm educating people about the dangers of drugs. The enforcement, they're doing that one. But the work I'm doing, it's out of my own time. It's extensive. So you'll see, I'll start moving those tweets over here. So drug abuse prevention, running my online school, and finally, I'm building a wellness brand. If you want to get well, make sure you're on Twitter. Kemified, that's the name of it. Kemified is my wellness brand. So we're doing wellness every day, drug abuse, teaching my school. No more journalism, no more reporting news and all that. You see this thing with Yul Edochie and the wives and stuff. I have a very good perspective for you. Can you hear me very well? Because guys, if you guys had a great time last night, this tonight is going to be the best night. So let me start telling you what happened. So Freeze, Niger PR, I know you're familiar with Niger PR, right? Niger PR is like Instablog. They had me on the panel yesterday for a topic called "Is Monogamy a Borrowed Tradition?" And they were talking about polygamy and monogamy. When I entered the panel, I had no idea they were talking about Yule Edochie. Now, I'm not a Nollywood person, as in I don't really watch films, okay? Tony Abraham casted me in one film for 5 minutes, that's it. I can't sit on movies. I can't watch movies at all, whether it's Hollywood or Nollywood. So I don't know these people well, just their names. So basically, I want to tell a story. Yella, how are you?
Are you able to recognize?
Good evening.
Yes, now looking good for this time of the night. Now, Yella, I want Yella to listen to this carefully because she's going to review what I have to say, and you are also going to review. And let me first say hi to all your followers, Daddy Freeze followers. Make sure you go follow me on that page. It's a work page. I might come to Instagram back, but follow and see what I'm doing, on Twitter, and follow the Instagram page. Now let's talk. Freeze, this is very emotional for me. I may cry, but I want you guys to really listen to me. All right, let's go. Yella, listen to me very carefully. This is what I did yesterday on Niger PR, and I think it's going to be good for me to do it here on video. Daniel, how are you? Now, let's go. Freeze, there is no such thing as monogamy. Okay, there is no such thing as monogamy. It does not exist. Whoever started that word, it's a scam. I'm not a fan of marriage, and I've always said marriage is a scam. I say marriage is a scam because I was very gravely abused while I was pregnant with my second child. And I vowed at 27 that I would never get married. Now I'm 57, going on 58. 30 years later, I'm still single. So when I say marriage is a scam, people say it was because your own didn't work out. Focus, people. I've never been married. Let me tell you about my parents, because you're going to be shocked. Okay, you are going to be shocked what I'm about to say now, Freeze. And this is what I said yesterday. Yella, listen carefully, because you're young and I want you to pick this up. Now, in 1983, my father ran for governor. My father's name is Dr. Olunloyo. Dr. Victor Omololu Olunloyo, married to my mother, Mrs. Funlayo Olunloyo. We have always been a monogamous family, daddy and mommy, just my parents. When my father ran for governor in 1983, a woman in the campaign workers, one woman in the campaign was actually dating my dad, and my mom had no idea. When my father became governor, after he became governor, it was only 3 months, and Buhari took over. Sometimes after he became governor, as the 90s came in, this woman got pregnant for my dad and had a child. When she had a child, and I'm going to say everybody's name out, because this is life, and you need to listen to people's story. This is what we said yesterday on Twitter, that Kemi is not making this thing about herself. She wants you to learn from this. So Yella, this woman that had the baby for my father in the 90s was actually a campaign worker for him during the governorship campaign. Since that time, she's been sleeping with my dad. Well, guess who she was? She was my classmate and my sister's classmate in school. Okay, Ronke Shonaike. Ronke Shonaike and my father were actually sleeping together. And by the 90s, Ronke had the first child for my dad. It really caused ruckus in my house. My mom, my sisters, my siblings, everybody was pissed off. Okay, so Popsy it's Bimosita. But wait, it's happened before. The woman now had another child 2 years later. And then some people in this place know what I'm talking about. Ronke and my dad now got married, a court wedding or something. And Ronke became Ronke Olunloyo. But remember, Ronke went to school with me and my sister. Freeze, you lived in University of Ibadan. You know that if you didn't go to Aberdeen, you went to staff school, right? And what happened is that Ronke, my sister, those are the staff school crowd. Today, I'm 57. Let's just say I'm 58 this year. My sister is 59 this year. Ronke is 61 this year. Now, Ronke became Ronke Olunloyo. My parents had a fit. Okay? So this stuff somehow semi-broke them up. It changed the whole outlook of our family. We were not a monogamous family anymore. Yella, we were now a polygamous family. Do you understand what I'm saying? Ronke had 2 children from my dad, and my mom has 7 plus 1, 8. Who is that one? In 1964, I was born in August. A woman had a baby for my dad in May of 64. Freeze, listen carefully. Oh. That baby in May of 64 is Gbenga Olunloyo. A lot of people know Gbenga Olunloyo. His nickname is Kapoor. Gbenga is Belva Minaj. Please don't distract me. Kemi talks and brags too much. Anyone that messes up, freeze. This stuff I'm saying is very privileged stuff. Close the comments if you have to, because I want you guys to listen to the fact. Excuse me, I don't want to curse. Sorry. I don't mess up. Freeze, turn off the comments. That way the algorithms won't pick you up and shadow ban you.
I'm turning off the comments now.
Turn it off. I want them to listen. I have to be very careful because, you know, I'm a Twitter person. Algorithms, you know, they will shadow ban people.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Okay.
Yes.
Good. All right, Yella, listen. My father had me in August of 1964, and my father had another child in 1964, May of 1964. My brother, Gbenga Olunloyo, okay, Kapoor, best friend, Dele Momodu. Okay, everybody always asks everybody, why is Kemi and Gbenga the same age? Nobody could ever explain why we were the same age. We were born the same year. One was born in May. My father had an affair with a woman, a married woman. Are you listening to me? My father had an affair with a married woman who was in a polygamous relationship. You understand what I'm saying? This kind of stuff, I'm telling you, freeze. Internet, Twitter broke yesterday when I was on Niger PR, when I was telling this story. They really appreciated everything I said. Now, you marry a young lady. She has a baby for you in 1963. That's my big sister. I'm number 2. The woman is almost 9 months pregnant, about to have the next baby in August of 1964. And then another woman has a baby for you in May of 1964. A married woman. So my dad had an affair with a married woman. Okay. Benga's mother, okay, was Mrs. Akere at the time. Sure, you understand me? In a polygamous relationship on her own side, though. So Mrs. Akere had a baby for my dad, and that's Gbenga Olunloyo. When Gbenga was born, when he was 12, he came to live with us in UI. So my mom raised Gbenga with us. Do you understand what I'm saying? A woman in a polygamous relationship had a baby for my father and sent the child to come and live with my father. You get the deal?
Now, was this still with her husband?
Yes. Iya Gbenga is Mrs. Akere. She's late now. She was with Alhaji Akere, her husband, and her 4 children over there. So the child she had from my dad was then brought to us at 10, 12 years old. So Gbenga started living with us and grew up with us at that age, at 12, 13. Now listen carefully. XYZ years later, Ronke shows up. My dad is doing the same thing. Can my mom take any of this anymore? She got fed up. Sure, you understand me, freeze? Okay. So now Ronke is automatically Ronke Olunloyo. She's leaving. You know, she has her own house. Dad got her own house for her, everything. She's in the family. Her children are Olumide and what's the name of the Wura Olumide Olunloyo. They're all known. These kids are known very well. They went to nice schools, expensive schools, and everything in Ibadan. At the end of the day, we're all family. Okay, so Dr. Olunloyo, Chief Olunloyo, Governor Olunloyo, Balogun of Oyo, everything. Daddy now has 10 children. Sure you understand? 7 from my mom, Gbenga 8, and 2 for Ronke. And that's how we remain today. I lost 2 brothers. Tayo is dead. Oyeleke is dead. But the rest, everybody is still intact. Nobody talks to anybody because this whole thing with Ronke and Daddy literally melted down the family. My mom could not take it anymore. So in 2015, my mom and dad had a big fight. When I say big fight, yelling, screaming, and they broke up. So my mom and dad, Yella, have been separated since 2015. They did not go to court to divorce, okay? It takes me a lot to tell you guys this story. This is major stuff I'm telling you. Okay, some people are going to take this to the blogs tomorrow, take it to the newspapers. It doesn't matter. But this is life. So as time went on, we were used to the polygamy thing. I have nothing against Ronke, but there are people in my family that don't like her. Some of my siblings, they believe she broke our family up. Some people say my mother has had enough of my father's philandering and everything. One happened when she was pregnant with me. Another one happened years later. Now, what I want to explain to you is that is just my own family. Today, my father is 87 years old. My mother is 82. They're not together. Somebody called me from Oyo State yesterday and said, I should please try and get my parents to start talking to each other. You know what I told the person? The person is a very famous person. And all of you know the person. I wouldn't say the name. I said, what's my own? I can't get them to talk together. Okay? I'm going to be 58. I'm the one supposed to be doing what? These guys could have been married, you know, since 1963 or whenever they got married. But my parents don't even talk. I left Ibadan 3 years ago. So at the end of the day, my parents are separated. My mother lives in her own place. My dad lives in her own place. But now they're very old. Where does my dad live? My dad has been living in Ronke since 2015 at her house. Ronke is early 60s. My dad is almost 90. Now, she can't cope with my dad. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? If you want to marry sugar daddy or older men, by the time they are hitting 90, you're still in your 60s. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it becomes like she's not taking care of my dad. You understand what I'm saying? She's doing what we should be doing, but we're abroad. Everybody's abroad. I'm here. Okay, but I'm literally not in Ibadan. So at the end of the day, this polygamy stuff, it's real. Okay? There is no monogamy. Now I'm going to take you to another area here, which is going to make this conversation interesting. Yella, listen carefully. There is no such thing as monogamy. I made notes here. It's a borrowed culture. It's a borrowed culture, freeze. Monogamy was borrowed from the Western world. Bigamy, whatever they call it. It is not legal to have polygamy in America. But when the Alaafin of Oyo showed up in London, that very trip where Kabiyesi showed up with the 6 wives, the 6 pretty girls, pretty ladies. He has a lot of wives, 20 or so. But he travels with an X amount. When they landed in London, did they arrest them? Did they arrest Kabiyesi? No, they were fascinated with 6 women that looked alike, all light-skinned, and a king. So what is this thing we call bigamy and all these laws? It's non-existent, okay? Polygamy will always be polygamy. Now, I want to just make a reference to certain people. Are you ready for this? Fritz, can you hear me?
Clearly.
Now, there is a guy called Two-Face. There is a guy called Lil Wayne and Nick Cannon. Okay, I'm going to separate them. Nigeria, Two-Face, Davido, Wizkid. Everyone has a child for multiple women. Now, we have Lil Wayne and Nick Cannon over in America. To compare and contrast them, okay, you know that Nick Cannon has 8 baby mamas. Okay, right now he's the one that's really, yeah, Nick is the one that has the record now in the world, father of all nations. Okay, Nick Cannon has 8 babies for like, 8 baby mamas with so many children. And he keeps getting them pregnant. Now, a lot of them are young Instagram models and all that. Now, Nick Cannon was once married to one of those women. Okay, her name is Mariah Carey, a singer. When Nick was married to Mariah Carey, what do you call the other baby mamas? You baby tell me, Freeze. You call the baby mamas? Right, okay. But what kind of relationship is he in? Is Nick in a polygamous or a monogamous relationship?
If he still has intercourse with the other ones, then I say it's polygamous.
It is polygamous. It can never be monogamous. Two-Face is married to Annie. Annie needs to know that she's the wife. Perot needs to know that Annie is the wife. But Perot's father said Two-Face is my son-in-law, because Perot has had like up to 2 or 3 kids for Two-Face, I believe. So at the end of the day, Two-Face is not his son-in-law, okay? The whole idea of Annie being married to Two-Face is polygamous. Two-Face is not monogamous because he's married to Annie. Annie must know that I may be the wife, but we're in a polygamous relationship. That's how it is over there. Davido, if Davido marries Chioma, okay, they're in a polygamous relationship. Chioma is the wife. Every other baby mama is part of that polygamous relationship. If Davido marries Sophia, Chioma, and everybody else, it's a polygamous relationship. None of them are baby mamas anymore. He married them all. So the same thing goes for Wizkid. If Wizkid is getting married soon, by the way, exclusive. If Wizkid marries Jada, okay, now Jada needs to know that Wizkid is in a polygamous relationship with the others, okay? Shala's little boy, Boluwatife, and the other kid, they're in a polygamous relationship. So the fact that one baby mama becomes a wife, sure you understand, does not make it a monogamous relationship. Kill the word monogamy. I came up with a word called pediagamy. Pediagamy, children gamy. You get it? Freeze, you get what I mean by pediagamy? I made that word up yesterday on Nigeria PR. I will even submit it to Merriam-Webster. Maybe they'll put it in the dictionary. However, with my own parents' story, okay, and these celebrities, okay, one of them has a lot of kids with 6 baby mamas. His name is Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne has children with Lauren London, has children with, you know what I mean? But the very first woman that Lil Wayne has a child with, Regina's mom, all right? Toya was married to Lil Wayne. Was married. Sure you get the difference. Toya was married, Toya Carter. She was married to Lil Wayne as a young couple then. Then after that, Lil Wayne divorced her and started having kids with other women. So at the end of the day, Toya is married to someone else. Lil Wayne is not married to anybody, but several women have children for him. These are polygamous relationships that the U.S. government itself cannot touch. You know what I mean? Instead of getting married and charging people with bigamy, just let them keep having the babies and know what they're doing. Finally, before we start the discussion, I just wanted to throw all this out. I want you to tell me, Freeze, okay? There's a man called Kehinde Taiwo. Kehinde Taiwo is the father of Rich KJT. You interviewed my son on Cool FM. Remember Rich KJT, what he said?
Yeah.
Now, Kehinde was married to an American woman. They had a son. That son is now 36 years old. They broke up. They divorced. That's his ex-wife. So he wanted to get married again and met Kemi Olunloyo. And I decided I want to have a child. We just decided, okay, we'll have a child. You know what I mean? Ended up abusing me emotionally, and I left him. I took my son. So the emotional abuse was too much. And I became the baby mama. You see what I'm trying to illustrate here? After I left, he met another woman. He got married to her. Another girl from, not Nigeria, an African country, Equatorial Guinea. They got married and they had 2 children. Okay? Those children are now, KJ is 21. The girl would be 19 and the boy would be 17 now. So at the end of the day, when KJ was 5, he sent KJ back to me, Nigeria, to live with me. And that's how my son has been with me. He's 21. But at the end of the day, how do you, this is my question to you. How do you, Freeze, describe Mr. Kehinde? Do you describe him as a polygamous man? Because Kehinde has an ex-wife, a baby mama, which is me, and a wife. How do you describe Kehinde? You can open the comments now.
Okay.
Open the comments now. I want people to be in the feedback. Yella, how do you describe my son's father? He's got an ex-wife, he's got a baby mama, which is me, and he's got a wife. Do you think he's in a polygamous relationship or he's in a monogamous relationship. Yella, you're
I would
thinking?
still say that it's monogamous.
No way.
No,
Why?
like
Because of his wife?
because the relationship doesn't have like this is why I think relationship doesn't have to do with the kids. Who is he dating at the moment and how many is he dating at a time?
Okay, let me ask you another question. He came to Nigeria. He visited me and my son. And then I went to watch TV in the room. He was with me. He wanted to do, you know what I mean? You know what they say with the S word? Okay. Now, what's happened is I'm like, no way, you can't. If anything happens in this room tonight, I'm telling your wife. Yella, I'm telling your wife, you're a married man now. So nothing happened. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you still think, do you still think it's monogamous? Do you still think that's a monogamous relationship when you go to the ex and you want to try something like that? You know what I mean? It's a polygamous relationship. What if I say, okay, let's go ahead?
Wait. Okay, I think in a polygamous relationship, there is consent and there's awareness. If the other party doesn't know, then it's still monogamous. It's just that he's a lie. Forgive me, but he's lying.
If you mean like if the other party doesn't know. For example, you remember what happened with Two-Face and Pera? It was like, okay, they stayed in the same hotel room. All that kind of stuff was what led to that. And one of them was the wife, which is Annie. And you have to respect the wife. That's why I said, no. We're not together anymore. You're a married man. Oh, it's tricky. Chef, she said it's tricky. I'm reading comments. Polygamous because he can always collect if the woman consented to him. Freeze, what do you say? Is it monogamous? When the ex comes and tries something?
I'll stay with what Ella says.
Awareness and consent.
We can say now, this is what I'll say. He's not monogamous, but he's also not polygamous.
Right.
He's somewhere in thin lines between monogamy and polygamy.
Okay.
Because according, I don't want to bring the Bible into this, but like polygamy is not meant to be a sin. It's just not advised. But infidelity is a sin.
Do you think that was infidelity?
Yes, that was infidelity.
Okay. Now, if that was infidelity, Freeze, you're talking about a man that was married before he met me. What if he tries that with that other lady too, the ex-wife? Remember?
Yeah.
I was supposed to be the next Freeze. I was supposed to be the next wife, but I became the baby mama because I walked away from emotional abuse. He liked women a lot. And then he finally found a woman and married her. He's still married to this woman till today, almost 20 years. And I'm still the baby mama, and the first wife is still the ex-wife. What if he goes and tries it with the first wife? What if the wife doesn't know that he's actually sleeping with the ex-wife?
It's still infidelity.
Infidelity. Okay. Kim says infidelity. Is he coming to me, Dr. Kemi, after being married to the latest wife? Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, so if Davido gets married to one of his ladies, okay, and goes back to another lady, what would you call that? Infidelity too? Because he's married?
It's tough. The labels are tough, to be very honest.
They're very tough.
If you go strictly by the definition of what it means to cheat, I am dating you, and then you go behind my back sleeping with someone else. It's not about the status of this person that you're sleeping with. It's the fact that you went behind my back to sleep with somebody.
Is he supposed to ask you though?
Would you consent? Maybe that's a better question. Would you consent like that?
Freeze. I'm not targeting any of these celebrities, but does Lil Wayne needs Lauren London's consent to sleep with another one of the baby mamas? Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, we have monogamy.
There are relationships like that.
and then we have monogamy pro max. That's it.
Monogamy pro max. So pediagamy. We have children together, and we can still date. The pediagamy, which is the word I made up. What do you say?
It's just confusing. Now,
CM here by Hill said he's not supposed to be cheated. I like this. It's not supposed to be cheated. Oh, that comment is gone. Can you see the comment? PR here bills is
CM
not CM here by Hills. Yeah, I found it. CM here by Hill said he's not supposed to ask, and he's not supposed to be. These comments, they always fly so fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he's not. He's actually not supposed to ask.
Yeah. Okay.
Now,
but in this day,
oh my God, I don't have the lie.
You that you are selling here, let people
now. CM here bills
500 people.
And she can get.
You, I'm in my brother's house today. I flipped my house.
It's okay. It's okay. Let her be in the dark now. She wants her privacy. But listen to this, guys. Let me just say this. What Pascal said, Daddy Freeze, I agree with him. That's chief priest, Cubana chief priest. Pascal said exactly what happened in my family. It's as if he lived with us. Did you see what he said? What he wrote? He said polygamy will just destroy the family. All the money, all the everything. You know, my father called me one day, okay, about 3 years ago, and told me to come to the house in Molete to meet him in the office. I went there, I sat down with him. This is exclusive, I'm saying it live. And he said, I want to talk to you about my will. I said, that's what you called me for, Daddy. You didn't call anybody, just me. You're my favorite child. Okay, go ahead. My father now brought out his will. Watch your Daddy Freeze. Read it to me. The stuff in that will was shocking. But there were 5 critical people in that will who had already died. Sure, you understand? Like 3 of them were my uncles who were supposed to distribute land and things. You know what I'm saying? And 2 of them were my siblings. But after he read the whole will to me, he now took it in front of me and tore it into pieces. Here you get. And he said, I wanted to read it to you, and I wanted to tear it into pieces in front of you. I'm going to write a new will, and I want you to. I'm like, Dad, when you're writing this new will, please write it well, because what Chief Priest said this morning, it is exactly what is going on in my house. It destroys families.
Now,
the way it is gone, the way it is done. How did your family? Sorry, hold on, freeze. How did your family become polygamous? It is different with everybody. Let me say this. The way the Olunloyos became polygamous, we were monogamous. There was no anything, okay? We were monogamous. But when Benga's mother had Benga 2 months before me, we were young, free. So my mom couldn't tell us, oh, your dad had a child outside. Oh, sure you get. We were young. It was when Benga was 12, they brought him to us, and we were all shocked, meeting him for the first time. But to do that stuff again, we were even more shocked. It is not planned. And that's how we became a polygamous family. It was not planned. If you ask me, am I from a polygamous home? I would tell you yes now. It was not planned. And it can destroy the family, just like Chief Priest said. Now, if it's planned, then you have these beautiful families. Look at the Okoyas now. Maybe you know the Okoyas. The Okoyas are a polygamous family. The way they brought Shade into that marriage, it was well done. It was planned. 20 years later, look at Shade, still married to Baba Okoya. Baba Okoya still, now the children are getting married. You see, Shade's son got married. You know, and they had a big wedding down the street. It was just yesterday, those were babies. So you understand what I'm saying? So it's like Okoya is seeing his children, who are supposed to be his grandchildren, get married. Now, the Okoyas are the perfect example of very well-planned polygamy. Go ahead.
Now, what really brought us here is Yul Edochie's situation.
Okay.
Now, he released a statement earlier on. It's available on Instablog. You guys check it out.
I read it.
And these were his exact words.
Yeah.
He said, real men own up and take responsibility. fake men they hide for back, they run am. I want to ask, which of the responsibilities did you own up for? The boo 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 or the belle? Because if the boo 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 had continued and there was no belle, would you have really owned up? Now, did you own up, or this was a gist lover induced owning up? As in, gist lover don't trap you, you can't own up. I want us to discuss that. And secondly, I want to recommend to May Edochie to get herself a second husband.
Yeah, but Judy Austin said in the Vanguard 2 years ago.
May the second husband, and then
yeah,
you're always gonna be number one. You know?
Nah. They say that all the time. They say that all the time. You're the older wife. You're the senior wife. They say that all the time. You're gonna be number one. It's whatever Gist Lover did to induce outing him that made him come out. It's the same situation with the little girl in the school. I don't want to mess up the algorithms and shadow bans, but freeze. When you out somebody, they'll come out with some excuse to make up what they were outed for. You know what I mean? If the video of the little girl didn't come out from Dubai, the parents would never have come out to talk. You know, they wouldn't have called their friend, Ubi Franklin, to talk on their behalf. It's the same thing with Yul Edochie. Something came out in a blog, so he came out to defend himself fast, but it was drastic. However, I don't see anything Yul Edochie did wrong. I don't see what he did wrong. When I went to Abuja last year for the first time, freeze. First time in Abuja, May of 2021. I went to solve a murder, and the murder happened in Delta State, and I had to go interview the father of the victim. I had to do some interviews on NTA, and I had to see some people related to that event. And one of them was Ned Nwoko. So when I got to Abuja, I went straight to Ned Nwoko's office, and he was getting ready to leave. So we went to eat brunch with them in the morning. We went to the hotel, and the driver brought us to the house. So I'm sitting on the table. Regina is at the end of the table with the little baby and Ned. They hosted me and my son. And I looked at Regina. I said, Regina, listen to this. So, Regina, how does it feel to be sitting here eating with me, knowing that I was the one that broke the story of your marriage to Ned? A lot of people have it confused. They think Stella broke the story. I'm the one that broke the story on YouTube. So I said to her, how do you feel? She looked at me and she just laughed. He said, we were just laughing. And Ned looked at me and Ned said, that's when I knew you're a good investigative journalist. Sure, you're hearing me. So if Regina, and I spoke to Ned Nwoko recently, if Regina can be like the 6th or 5th wife for Ned, and people didn't make this kind of noise, they're making this noise. It's louder for you.
He has always, one thing with Ned is he's never hidden the fact that he's polygamous.
Yeah.
Never. He wasn't releasing like Yul was releasing last year saying, oh, my wife stood with me for 16 years. That's where the problem is. If we
Can I say something, Daddy Freeze? Can I say something?
Sure.
Dr. Kemi. I think the comparison between Ned's situation and Yul's situation are totally two different things.
You think so?
Because Ned actually married Regina. It's not the case of, oh, he impregnated Regina and then quickly went to do something and all that.
Right,
no, that wasn't the case.
Absolutely.
This is a married man. He's been married for 17 years, from what I read. Because when this news broke out yesterday,
come next.
Till 10 p.m. this evening, I thought it was a film prank. Honestly, I didn't even take it serious. Now, in Yu's situation, he is married, impregnated someone outside his marriage. They had this baby months back. From what I understood, this baby is like 4 months now. And his wife just found out on Monday. Today is what? Friday. And the marriage was done on Sunday. This was after this lover has mentioned it. Now we don't know how true this information are, but I mean this is what we read from the news.
Do
So
you
it's
think they
two
married on
different things.
Sunday? Do
He
you
did
really think they
introduction.
married?
I mean that's what they
Introduction.
put out. That's what they are saying. Like
Uh-huh.
I said, we are not
But
there. We don't know the real gist.
Mm-hmm.
he described
So
his wife, my second wife.
yes, so it's two different things. We can't do this comparison at all. Do you
Yeah.
understand? And
Yeah.
now, with the statements he put out this evening saying real men own up to their shit, let's not forget you're
Right.
owning up because you're already your legs are
You
already
are
outside.
caught.
Do you
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
And we can all agree to why he made that statement
Right.
because probably a lot of his friends are doing what he's doing. They just haven't caught them. So everybody have an opinion over his that is already gone viral and public.
Right.
Now, I don't understand his intentions I don't think he needs to understand that if his intentions were to not to ruin his political career by jumping out the way he did on the internet, for me, I'm not going to give him my vote. I'm sorry, because whatever he thinks he did to defend his actions doesn't make sense to me.
What is he running for? They said he has a political career. What is he running for or what?
President. He
All
wants to
right.
be the president.
Yeah,
Oh,
we've done.
okay.
So we're rounding off now. Yella, you
Yeah.
have something to say. Yella.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's something she said. There's a thing she said about net zone is different because it's not like he got the girl knocked up, then married the girl. Before you actually like engage in intercourse, doesn't it still count as cheating? The whole
No.
talking process, being
We
in
are
the
not
talking
talking
stage
about
with Reggie.
we are not talking about cheating though. We are talking about
Regina,
But
was a virgin
that
when she
did
got
come up.
married.
I feel like that did still come up.
Regina's
The
one
fact
happened.
that you were talking about why it can be compared, and
Okay.
you said something about because he didn't. It's not like he got the girl pregnant and then came to marry the girl to what's it called as a cover up.
Yeah.
Yes, because I think we're viewing it as you slept with the girl and you got her pregnant. That is the cheating part. But the whole talking stage of talking to Regina, because he didn't just see her and then get married to her.
well, remember
The
that
whole
they
talking
told
stage is still
us.
cheating.
Remember, he said he married her a virgin, so I want to believe there was no cheating going on.
No, cheating is not only physical intimacy.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to say. It's
not
the
only
talking
physical.
stage. I'm talking about
But you see, in a polygamous
romantic
relationship,
future with you.
no. In a polygamous relationship, where a man is openly polygamous,
Right.
he's
That's the only reason why he should be excused, because he's openly polygamous.
Right.
In a polygamous relationship, you have what you call a married and searching man. A rich man
Right.
goes to visit his friend and sees his friend's beautiful daughter and says, I like your daughter. Even though he has 3 wives at home already, he can afford to take care of 10 wives. And they'll be doing better than some people taking care of just 1 wife. So you the story here is not more so about polygamy. The question is, if May knew that her husband Yul was polygamous, would she have waited?
That's a tricky question.
The question here,
This lover is really,
loud. Why isn't May loud? Husband too. I don't see
there's
what's
more
wrong.
to this. Freeze, there's more to this story. There's more to this story with the Edochies than we know. Look at what Judy Austin said to the Vanguard 2 years ago in 2020. I have the headline. It's on my Twitter page. It said, "Marriage is not an achievement." Did you see it? Did you see it?
I didn't know who Judy was until 2 days ago.
Yeah, she actually did an interview with Vanguard. She did an interview with Vanguard, and it said, "Marriage is not an achievement." Judy Austin, 2020 interview with Vanguard. It's on my Twitter page, the headline. And because I dig on people a lot, even though I'm no longer practicing journalism, but I dug on her and I found that headline. So she's actually said marriage is not an achievement. And people are like trolling her. I said, well, it's not an achievement if you steal somebody else's husband. You know, then it's an achievement. That's what I say.
Because I can say buying a car is not an achievement, and that shouldn't stop me from buying a car.
Yeah, right. It's true.
Yeah.
Sure.
As a doesn't need to be an achievement. You understand? So I think we tend to mix apples, onions, and mangoes and try to use one same yardstick to rate them all. We've been on for an hour. I like to really appreciate Dr. Kemi. You were in the shower when I called.
Hopefully,
I reached out to you.
thank you so much, Freeze. Hopefully, everybody can learn from what happened to my family. It's very sad, but we're moving on.
Yes, and CM Hair by Hills. Unfortunately, I've not seen your face. I wanted to see your face.
That is
Some people are shy now.
Oh, me, I always Dr. Kemi.
Okay, should I come back to Instagram? Freeze, should I come back to Instagram and start doing wellness?
Yes. Sure.
Okay, I will beginning tomorrow. I'll come back to Instagram. I love all of you. Come to my page. I will start my wellness tomorrow. In fact, I will apply for verification